Everybody. Hope everybody's having a good evening. We have the great pleasure of having Hubert Centers back with us, and always like working with Hubert because he's a professional trader. It's simple, common sense information that anybody can apply. So without any further ado, Hubert, welcome to the Candlestick Forum. We're anxious to see your information tonight.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you very much. All right, let's get started here. So Stephen did a webinar to my crew, I believe it was Tuesday, and he asked a question which I never asked, so I'm going to try and see how it works out here. How many of you have actually seen this presentation before or this talk where I'm going to teach you some stuff about Ichimoku? If you have, just say yes, and if you have not, just say no. That'll just kind of give me a representation of, all right, cool, so a lot of no's. All right, oh, so there's some yeses. All right, cool. All right, so mixed crew, that's perfect. All right, so first things first, I am dyslexic, which some people say is a curse. I actually think it's a blessing because it means I think a little weird. So is audio good? Just how to make sure that I click all the buttons and everything everybody can hear. I use a thing, it's a little drawy board thingy because I'm visual, so I'm going to use this. So if you can, just to make sure that I've got it working right, if you can see what I'm asking you right here, what is this plus this? What does that equal? Just give me the answer to that question, then I'll know that, oh, perfect, tens. That's good, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. All right, well, let's get started here. First, I have to tell you that what you're about to, Andrew, your host, 55, John, what are you doing, John? What are you doing? So I am registered. I am a registered Series 3 and a registered Series 30, which sounds very official. It's not, though. The governing body that oversees me is the CFTC and the NFA. And I believe this one is Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and this one is the National Futures Association. Basically, all that means is I took two different tests because I'm a registered 3 and 30. I have two different licenses. The reason I have those licenses, not because I just wanted to take them and do it, is I trade, and one of the things that is one of the costs or the overhead is your commissions. And I got tired of paying retail commissions, and I was like, okay, how do I not pay retail commissions? So I was like, all right, I'll just start up my own futures brokerage. So that's what I did. And they're like, okay, well, you got to put X amount of money in a bank and just let it sit there, and you can never touch it, and you have to take these two tests. I'm like, okay, I can do that. So I do that, and then I also have seats on the exchange. Okay, so I lease and own seats on the exchange, and that makes my commissions a lot lower. So if you're used to like retail commissions, like $5 a round turn, I don't pay anywhere near close to that. Like I'll be lucky if I pay $1.50 round turn. Sometimes $2 if it's just crazy, but usually it's less than $2. So I'm going to share with you tonight how to use Ichimoku with candlesticks, and Ichimoku and candlesticks were like a match made in heaven. All right, so I know all of you in here are candlestick fans, so this information will help you a lot. Now, I'm going to make you a special offer at the end. I know, right? That's how, I don't want to surprise you. That's how these webinars work. I'm going to give you some really good information first, and then if you want to learn more and purchase a course on how to use this indicator, then I'll make you a special offer at the end. I'm not here to sell you an indicator. This indicator should already be on all of your platforms. If it's not, you need to change platforms, all right? So before we get started, I have to read a risk disclaimer. Now, it's really important that you read this CFTC Rule 4.41. Just never trade with more money than you can afford to lose is the #1 goal. Only trade with the discretionary income, and never trade with money that you cannot afford to lose. Now, I like to take it a little bit beyond that and go, look, your trading career will probably end up like a bad country song in reverse. Your wife's going to leave you, probably for your best friend. Your kids are obviously going to grow up hating you because that's just how country songs work. Your dog's going to die because there's no cats in country songs. They're going to repossess your Ford or Chevy pickup truck, and they're also going to foreclose on either your single wide or double wide trailer. What you're about to embark upon is risky. If you understand the disclaimer that I have read to you, please say yes. So if the NFA or the CFT edit this or audit this, they're like, well, he tried to tell them. Right? He actually made it sound worse than our disclaimer. So, all right, cool. So let's get started. So, like Stephen said, my name is Hubert Centers. In the trading and investing niche, I'm kind of known as the no BS guy to trading and investing. So what we're going to do is, hopefully I've already scared you sufficiently enough to say, okay, the odds on you making this is slim to none. Now, studies are all over the place. I've seen studies where 20% of us are profitable. I've seen studies on it where 5% of us are profitable. It just all depends. If you want to be on the 1% of the 1%, which, believe it or not, is not as much money as you would think. Well, how much do you think that is? If you wanted to be in the 1% of the 1%, how much money would you have to make a year? Guess. What do you think it is? It's not nowhere near as much money as you think it will be. Audio 1, 2. It's like, no, not 200 million, not 100 million, not even a million. It's only about 300,000 to 400,000 a year. Yeah, so it's about 300K a year. That puts you in the 1% of the 1%. All right. So the reason I can make fun of rednecks is because I am one. I grew up in the hills of Eastern Kentucky, in the coal mines of Eastern Kentucky. And where I grew up, there wasn't a whole lot of opportunity. When I was growing up, you could do 2 or 3 things. You could be like a teacher. You could be a coal miner. You could grow weed, which is very popular still, or you could be a meth dealer. I didn't want any part of any of those. So I was like, all right, when I was 17, I went on a quest to find other rich, wealthy, driven, successful people, and I would add more value to their lives, and in exchange they would teach me what they were doing. So now I'm fortunate enough to where I make multiple millions of dollars a year. Heads up, you have the exact same DNA that I have. You can do it too. I will tell you that if you want to make millions or multiple millions of dollars, yeah, you could do a moonshiner too. I forgot about that one. Then you're going to have to work your ass off. I mean, it's just a lot of work. It just is. And I'll show you a couple of things. Like a lot of people that start here and then they want to end here, right at the end of the trail is all the money you want to make. And usually the money thing is not that important. You want what money represents to you, whether it's freedom or security or just whatever money that you have tied up in your head. A lot of people think that any of us that are successful go from our start place, S-T-A-R-T, and we go immediately to here. The only overnight success I've ever seen is one that takes 8 to 10 years of just good old-fashioned hard work and just grinding it out. I've also heard stories of people that do this, like just go systematically, stair-step to success. I've never seen that either. I'm in a couple of masterminds where everybody in the masterminds is multimillionaires, and we got a couple billionaires in there, which is kind of cool. And I asked a lot of them, I was like, what's the number one thing that keeps you going? And oddly enough, there was about 3 to 5 common questions, but the number one common one amongst all of us in there was they're scared to death to go back to where they started at, so they just want to keep on charging. So here's how success really works. You have some failures or you have some successes, and then this is what your goal and your road to your end goal of whatever you're trying to do, it looks like. It's not going to be linear. It's going to be all over the place. It's going to look like a spaghetti bowl. So if you think it's going to be just one nice little rosy trip, it's not. You're going to, usually the people that fail the quickest make the most money. So here's a couple photos, collages of the people that come and visit our masterminds and teach at them and stuff like that and share some stuff with us and are in our mastermind. This is a picture of me and Paula Abdul. She's actually about 6 inches shorter than that because she's got 6-inch heels on. Super nice lady. This is Sir Richard Branson with his nice little goatee and mustache here. He's got more hair than I do, but in this picture I've got more chins than he does, so I'm probably going to die of a massive heart attack before he does because this cat works out every day. This is Mr. Wonderful. People have asked me, can I get you access to Mr. Wonderful to pitch a deal? No, I can't. And number one, he would want you to come on the show anyway. That's kind of how that little niche works. They want to get you on the show so they have that advertising outlet to grow that brand. And then this is Dave Ramsey, and this is me. And Dave and our companies, we do business with each other. And then this is me. I'm the guy with this big square catfish-looking head. I'm never in this get-up, which is funny when I put a collage of pictures together. Right now I'm in a pair of jeans, a T-shirt, and a pair of tennis shoes. And then these 6 LED LCD screens, I'm actually in front of you right now, and I'm talking in front of this professional quality microphone. I don't show you any of this to impress you. I show it to you to impress upon you that if this little fat redneck from Kentucky can do it, you got a good shot too, okay? So when I grew up, I started watching a lot of Ghost of Mr. Chicken, Scooby-Doo, and Batman. So in my office, which is in my house, it's actually in my basement, there is a secret bookcase door, and I got about a 5-second commute, and you pull this book right here and push a button, and it opens up into like a 1,500 square foot base, another room inside my basement in my house. That's where me and my team kind of work at. So I know it's kind of immature and childish and stuff, but we kind of like it. It's kind of cool. So congratulations, you're in the right place at the right time, and here's why. So I'm going to share with you how to trade and how to take your trading to the next level. And if you're a candlestick charting fan, you're really going to love this because it's going to give you a new opportunity to add to your candlesticks, okay? They complement each other really, really well. So what does this work on? This is going to work on stocks, options, futures, forex, bonds, gold, and commodities. All right, so in this webinar, I'm going to change it up. It's going to be a little bit different. So what I'm going to do is we're going to have fun, obviously. I take what I do for a living very serious, but I don't take myself very serious. So I'm first going to teach you the theory on how to properly use Ichimoku in your trading, whether it's intraday trading or day trading, or if it's swing trading and investing. All of the slides will just be canned examples, okay? And Al, it works on almost everything. It works on some things better than others. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend some time in between doing live charts. Then I will give you a special offer, and then I will do nothing but live charts after that, okay? So if you guys will hold your questions to the end so that it doesn't distract me and I don't get down 9 different rabbit holes, it won't take very long. I think the entire presentation is about 35, 45 minutes, all right? So let's get started. So these are the S&P 500 results over the last 5 years. On the stocks and the indexes, it worked on only 430 out of 500. So if you're asking me like, what doesn't it work on? Well, it didn't work on about 15% of the stocks in the S&P 500. All right, so 33% return if you took every signal. So in other words, if you had a long, a short, a long, a short, a long, and a long, if you took every signal, your return would have been 33%. I'm going to show you just a real easy filter mechanism that you can use to increase it from a 33% return to a 79% return. So what we're going to do is we're going to not do the counter trend signals, and we're going to do a 3-bar confirmation. So in other words, if you have this, like this is a valid uptrend, what we're going to do is we're going to take the long signals. We're not going to take the short signals and cover. What we're going to do is we're going to take the longs only. So we're going to try to stay on the right side of the trend. All right. Now, that's on all the stocks on the S&P 500. It's been profitable on 29 currencies over the last 10 years. That's pretty good on a backtesting model. And if you're going to use the backtest model, the ones that we used to backtest it was a daily, an hourly, and a 10-minute. We used a multi-time frame analysis on that. So let's talk about time frame selection. This is where we're starting to get into the meat of the course here. So first, you have to figure out what you're trying to do. How long are you going to try to hold these things? So my favorite ones is I'm looking at a daily, and then I'm looking at an hourly, and then I'm looking at a 10-minute. Now, you can do any other combination that you want. This is just the combination that I like. So if I'm looking at a daily chart, my time horizon is going to be at least weeks, and that just means 2+ weeks, at least 2 weeks, all right, if I'm looking at a daily. In other words, I can hold that thing for 2 weeks, my time horizon, if I'm looking at a daily. And the cloud is going to extend to the right 1 month, and that's going to be either 20 or 30 days, depending on how you got your chart set up. If I'm looking at an hourly chart, that means I can be in this trade for days. That could be 2+ days. And for the most part, the cloud is going to extend to the right 3 days to the right. If I'm looking at a 10-minute chart, then I know I'm probably going to be in this trade for 4 hours. Now, that's minimum. I can be in it longer or I can be in it less, but that's the ideal system that I'm looking for. All right. So this is what you want, is the #1 technique used in Japan. It has been the #1 best-selling book in Japan, I believe 8 years in a row now, 8 years in a row. You're going to know exactly what's happening at a glance in seconds. It's designed for giving you trends and signals, and it's designed to produce really, really clear signals. So the Japanese term Ichimoku actually means at a glance. So let's dig in here. So most indicators are pretty laggy, right? A lot of them are either a derivative of price, time, momentum, or change. So when you start blending up indicators, there's only so many inputs that you can mess with. And most indicators will tell you what happened in the past, and some of them will tell you like what might happen now, but not many of them will tell you what's happening in the future. So the cool thing about this indicator, which is on all of your platforms, is it's going to show you the past, the present, and the future, which is pretty cool. There's not very many of them out there that do it. So let's start the course. So do you see a black chart with an old ES daily chart on it with a little blue, it looks like a little blue creek. Do you see that on your chart? Okay, all right. So first I'm going to teach you, I'm going to show you what this looks like and how to use it. So number one theory behind Ichimoku, you always have to use it with candlesticks. If you don't use it with candlesticks, you're doing it wrong, okay? So if whatever you're trading, so it really doesn't matter what the chart is, if whatever you're trading is above this blue cloud, and this is the cloud part, then we're going to say we're bullish on this thing as long as it stays above that cloud. So in this example on the ES, we'd be a buyer here, 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 and then here, 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 and here. And then if it's sold off, we'd want to buy that cloud. So if your price action is above the cloud, what you're trading is bullish in nature. Now this blue thing is called the cloud, C-L-O-U-D. All right, that's the first thing you got to learn. Second thing, there's a bunch of different lines on this thing, but if we break them down in a systematic fashion, it makes it very easy for them to be useful. All right, so now here we go again. We got the cloud, C-L-O-U-D. Now this little yellow line is called the turning line. I'm just going to abbreviate and call it the turn. Okay, so can you see that on the screen? Blue cloud, yellow turning line. Now the yellow turning line is a 9-point midpoint average. It's not a 9-point moving average, although a lot of people incorrectly say that. Okay, so we got the cloud and we got the turn. All right, cloud and the turn. Now that's going to be the 9. So if this thing breaks, if this is first support, then we know it should hold that, but if it doesn't, it's probably going to go to the cloud. Next line. All right, here we go again. Cloud, C-L-O-U-D. Here's the turning line, T-U-R-N. And here's the standard line, S-T-D. All right. So if we break this yellow line, what do you think is going to happen? Same thing that happened back out here, right? If it breaks the yellow, it's probably going to go to the purple, and then it'll bounce off the purple. If it breaks the purple, where's it going to go? Well, it's probably going to go either to the top of the blue or the bottom of the blue. Now, the cool thing about this is this is now in OW. This is what's happening now. It's going, hey man, if this thing sells off, you want to buy it on the yellow with a tight stop loss because it's probably going to continue higher because the cloud is sideways to higher and it's blue, which is telling you even if it sells off and it crashes through the yellow, the purple's probably going to hold it. And if the purple doesn't hold it, the blue better hold it and it'll bounce out of here. It's giving you, this is the future right here. Okay, future right here. It's telling you it's up and positive. All right, let's go through this rest of this. Cloud, C-L-O-U-D. It's telling us ideally this thing is going sideways to slightly up. Excuse me. This is the turn line, T-U-R-N. This purple line here is called the standard line, S-T-D. And then this line right here is the lagging line, right, L-A-G. And the reason it's called the lagging line is because it lags price. So this is the past, this is now, and this is the future projection if the thing sells off where support should be. Does that make sense? Just say yes if it does or no if it doesn't. That's all you got to do. I'm going to take a sip of water here real quick. All right, pretty simple so far, right? Now, helps us, I guess. Awesome. All right, let's go through a couple of chart examples. Now, these are all old charts. Don't worry about this. In the middle of the presentation and at the end of the presentation, I'm going to do nothing but live charts all day long, okay? We got to learn how to use it first. All right, so the turning line. The turning line is the midpoint calculation where you're going to take the high and the low of the last 9 days and you're going to divide those by 2. So here's how this works. So you're going to take today, day 9, you're going to count back 8 days or eight bars back, right? And you're going to find the low, you're going to find the high. The high was 465.75 and the low was 434.39, which comes out to be 900.14. Magic, all the answers are down here. And then you're going to divide that by 2, and then it's going to be 450.07. Heads up, if I can do this, you can too. In high school and in college, I got D's as in dog in algebra in both high school and college. So you don't have to be a math genius in order to trade. So in this platform, you can see this little red tag here. Do you see this red tag? It's going to say 450.07. If this sells off, right there is where it's going to go to. Now, remember when we were looking at the first slide, and the first slide, the cloud was blue? You see how this one's red? And you see how the price action is coming from below the cloud into the cloud. Do you see that? So if this thing breaks this red line, it's probably going to go down here to 425.42. So we would short this with a tight stop loss, and our target would be 425.42. All right. So that's the turning line. How you calculate the standard line is you take the midpoint of the high and the low of the last 26 sessions. You're going to take the high and the low of the last 26 bars, then divide by 2, and then that number is the midpoint. So here we go. Let's do that one. So this first line right here, this red line here, this is the turning line, TURN. The next one, next closest to the price action, is the STD, standard line. All right, let's see how it's calculated. So you take this bar, you count back 26 bars. In this case, we're using daily. So there's 26, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? You find the low candle in that series of 26 candles. It's 385.10. You find the high candle. It's 465.75. You add the high to the low, and that's going to give you the total. You divide the total by 2, and then that's going to give you 425.42 right down in here. And then this example here, well, looks like my little righty thingy's going to stop working on me. That's awesome. You see here. All right. Let me see if I can get it up and going again here real quick. And there we go. All right. So that's how you calculate that. All right. Let's go through how to do the cloud. Cloud span A. The midpoint of the turning line and the standard line shifted 26 bars forward. So in this case, what we're going to do, well, my little righty gadget did stop working. Now I'm going to have to use the mouse. That's going to drive me crazy. All right, so we're going to go turning line, standard line, midpoint, and we're going to shift it 26 bars to the forward, okay? 26 bars forward. Let me see if I can grab the pin here again. It's not going to let me. It's not going to let me. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that and shift it to the right 26 bars. All right, cloud span B. The midpoint of the high and the low of the last 52 sessions shifted. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take, pay attention to this one, we're going to take today, right here. I might be able to use my laser though, laser pointer. Here we go. So we're going to take this bar here. We're going to count back 52 bars. We're going to take the midpoint. We're going to shift it 26 bars to the side. Okay? All right. So that's how you do cloud span A and cloud span B. Now the good news is most platforms calculate all this for you. You don't have to do anything. Now the lagging line is the price line shifted back 26 bars. So all that's going to be is that's going to be looking like this right here, where what you got happening here is you have today's price action and you shift it back 26 bars, and that's going to give you your lagging line. Okay, so now we've got all the components. Now let's talk about some of the signals. The lagging line crossing the cloud is the #1 best signal you can take. Unfortunately, it's also the slowest. When the price crosses the cloud, it's usually a trend shift. The price and the lagging lines touching the cloud are usually counter trend signals. And when the cloud spans crosses and they change color, that's a shift. And when the turning lines and the standard line cross, those are good signals. They're not as good as the other ones. They're too quick if you don't use them correctly. So let's go through some examples. So can you see my little hover, little laser pointer here? Because my little pointy thing stopped working for me. I'm going to have to plug it back in. So this is when the lagging line crossed the cloud. Now, remember the definition. It's shifted back 26 bars. So you would take this and you'd count 26 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 20. About right here. That means you'd short Apple right here in this area. When this blue line crossed below the cloud, it told you that Apple is now in a massive downtrend, and you're going to want to stay short Apple until the blue line crosses the cloud again, okay? It is the #1 best signal you can take. Unfortunately, it takes a while for it to happen. So the second best you can take is when you have 1, 2, or 3, and I like the combination of 3 candlesticks to close below the cloud, okay? Notice how Apple was above the cloud here, and then it went below the cloud, 3 bars below the cloud. Then you could short that. You stay short Apple until the price action closed 3 bars above the cloud. Does that make sense? All right, so that's a trend change, is when the price action crosses the cloud, 3 bars, and or when the lagging line crosses 2. Now, when you're in a protracted downtrend or uptrend, if you have the lagging line that touches the cloud or the price action that touches the cloud, those are counter trend signals. So in other words, we'd want to short this here and short this here and short this here. So in other words, all the money that we banked up and made right here, we're now going to do counter trend trades and short it here and short it here and short it here. We may give 3 trades back, but the amount of cash that we have collected here should have us just fine. I'm cutting in and out. Hold on, I'll reestablish my microphone. Audio 2, good. Audio. All right, so does that sound better? Alrighty. All right, so let's move on to the next thing. Now, this is the fastest signal, but it's the most inconsistent signal you can have. And don't worry, I'll go through all this on live charts too. So I would not short when the red and green lines cross, which when the standard and the turning lines appear, because we're still above the cloud. What I would do is I'd wait until we cross below the cloud, and then I would let the red and the green cross, and then cross. I would short that right there. Cross, short right there. Cross, short right there. Okay? All right. Bullish signals. Price above the cloud is bullish. Prices in the cloud are bullish if they came from the bullish side. The lagging line crossing the cloud is the main signal of trend change. Price crossing the cloud is an earlier but less reliable warning of the trend change. And prices and lagging lines will often find support at the cloud's edges. All right? Cloud spans crossing may be a sign that the trend change is about to change. And be on the lookout for thick clouds after a run-up, which could mean you're about to get a reversal. All right, now, I'm going to take a sip of water, and I'm going to click this over to bearish signals and let you read the bearish signals real quick while I unplug my little righty board real quick. So you're doing that. I'm going to see if I can initiate this thing again. This may actually help me draw on the board again, because that would be so much better than the mouse. Come on, little walk-on board thingy. Just a second here. Unplug them. This thing's usually pretty solid. It usually doesn't mess up much. I must have hit some kind of button on accident. Come on, can you get it? Go in your hole here. There you go. Nope, it's not going to do it. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. All right. So I'm going to do it with mouse, which is kind of weird because I always use that little righty tool. I apologize. All right, let's move on. I have one drink of water here, and we'll move right on. I'm going to be doing live charts anyway. Nah, it's just muffled just because I was away from the microphone. Okay. All right, we've already talked about the back testing results on the S&P 500. They're good back testing results, and they work, so it's a proven system. Time frame selection. Remember, we're going to be looking at daily, hourly, and 10 minutes for a time frame selection. Multiple time frame selection. My favorite is a daily, an hourly, and a 10-minute. When we go from there, one of the most important things that people ask me is what stopped you. So I like to use a parabolic SAR. Okay, parabolic SAR is what I like to use. I also like to use the bottom of the cloud if I'm long, and the top of the cloud if I'm short. Okay? So at this point, now I don't need the little righty thing anyway. I'm going to exit out of here, and I'm going to go right into Ichimoku. So let me show you how I actually use this thing. So I'm going to go through some of the futures markets, and this will be easier to follow, at ES. So on the S&P, and I'm going to tell you what we tell our people in our membership to do. So can you see how the S&P crashed below the cloud here? See how that worked? And then it retraced up in here, and then it rolled back over, right? So right now in the S&P, we like it as a short, all right? So we liked it before this crashed. We liked it actually on the Dow before the ES crashed. So we had a nice little daily crash, and we've retraced. If we were to bounce up, where would we bounce up to? What we would do is we would look to bounce to the yellow, close to the yellow, go to the purple, and then maybe even to the bottom of the cloud, but we shouldn't get above there. If we do, though, then it's a total reversal, right? So you see how this is on TradeStation? It's going 1936. If it's going to bounce, that's about where it's going to bounce, and it probably won't go much further. But if it does, then it might get to the bottom of this cloud here. And that's what we would be looking for. That's on the ES. Let's take a look at the Dow and see what it looks like. Dow, pretty much same thing, right? Had a nice, nasty little sell-off. Now look here. Dow's actually technically a little better. You see where you had, look here, 1, 2, 3. You see the 3 candlesticks below the cloud? What is that? That is a short, okay? Now, every time it bounced up, what did it do? Turning in purple line, and it rolled back over, turning in purple line, and then sell off, sell off. Now, did we know that it was going to collapse 1,000 points on one day? No, that would be a lie. But what we would do is have clear the previous day's high. Yeah, it doesn't matter on that as long as it's closing 1, 2, or 3 candles below the cloud. You can see nice little short signal, bounce up here to overhead resistance, bounce up here to overhead resistance, and now it's just falling like a knife. And now what does it do here? Now when we closed above the yellow, where's it going to go? Purple. And now it struggled a little bit, right? And now it looks like it's going to, where's it going to go? Potentially to the bottom of the cloud, and then peter out and roll back over. Pretty simple stuff, right? But the Dow gave us a better signal than the S&P did prior to the crash. Let's take a look at the Russell really quickly. All right. Russell also gave us a good signal. So you had 1, 2, 3 days below the cloud. Good little sell signal into overhead resistance. Collapsed, 50% retracement. And now look at the Russell. The Russell is actually substantially weaker than the Dow and the S&P. It's not even bouncing up to the 1116 area. So this time frame that I'm looking at is a daily. I see. Should I apply Ichi indicator? Yes, you should apply the Ichi indicator. So now this indicator is free in TradeStation, TOS, eSignal, Thinkorswim, Ninja. Everybody that's decent at charting has this installed on their platform. You just have to apply it to the chart. That's all you got to do. It's not hard at all. All right, so let's take a look at the NASDAQ at NQ. So NASDAQ, a little bit stronger. It's jumped up to its turning. It's probably going to go to its standard line. So it's probably going to gas out at 42.41 and then roll back over. All right. Let's take a look at crude oil. So this is a counter trend trade. Let me show you how this works. So do you think the crude oil, do you think it caught the crude oil short up here pretty good? Yeah, look how pretty that is. Boom, look here. Nice little short here. Nice little sell-off, overhead resistance. Sold off like crazy. And then looky here. It only messed up just a little bit. Nothing's perfect, right? So it said get long here. And it caught you sideways. And it said, oh, my bad. Get short again. And it got a nice little short to this area. And now what's it doing here? So on crude oil, if you were to have got long right here on a counter trend trade above the yellow and then the purple, then your target was the bottom of the cloud. So before crude can be considered an official long, it's going to have 1, 2, or 3 bars that close above this cloud, and then you can get long. Unless you just like being long down here because it's above the yellow and the purple line. Ninja's got it too. You have to download it from a third-party forum and apply it, but yes, Ninja does have it. All right, let's take a look at gold at GC. So what is GC right now? You know enough to be dangerous with Ichimoku with what I've taught you so far. Is the price action above or below the cloud? Above or below right now? It's below, right? It's 1, 2, 3 days below the cloud. Is the lagging line below the cloud? Yes. Then it probably means gold is going to go lower. Let's take a look at the 10-year note. 10-year note, is it in an uptrend or a downtrend? It is in an uptrend. It is above the cloud, above the turning, above the standard. We should be buying the 10-year note and using a stop loss of 128.7. Let's take a look at the 30-year. 30-year is also a buy. It is above the cloud. Yeah, for the standard, if you guys are asking for settings, mine are just the standard settings. 9, 26, 52, 26, true, 26, 65, and then whatever color you want to make them. I just have the default settings. All right. Now, let's take a look at a few other things. Let's say, let me show you what you can do in TradeStation, which is really cool. So I can actually do this in TradeStation, which is really neat. Watch this. I can remove this so it doesn't confuse you. So I can go like this right here. Watch how cool this is. All right. So on this, I can load up a bunch of the S&P 500 stocks. And you see this price location? Watch this. I can go click, 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 click. And now to say newly below the cloud, newly below the cloud, new above the cloud, new above the cloud, new above the cloud. And this will give me a watch list of stuff that then I can go over here and check out. Now, you can do it with TOS too. It's a little harder in TOS because their scanning function works a little bit different. So let me show you how you can do it with stock charts. So go STOCKCHARTS, stockcharts.com. So on stockcharts.com, everybody go over here to stock charts. You can click right here. It's a free scanning tool. Won't cost you a dime. We're going to scroll down here. Is everybody on stock charts? Scroll down here and go predefined scan results. Does everybody see that? Better question is, who does not see this? Who does not see stockcharts.com and predefined scan results? Because I'm about to click on it. All right, cool. So everyone must see it. Perfect. All right. So I'm going to click there one time. Now, notice that we've got technical indicators. And then down here we have your all's favorites, candlestick patterns, bullish engulfing, piercing line, morning star, bullish samurai, three soldiers. I'm not really concerned with that stuff. That's Steven's bag of tricks, all right? And he's the guy when it comes to that stuff. But if you scroll all the way down here where it says Ichimoku patterns, moved above the cloud, 244 have recently moved above the cloud, and moved below the cloud, 232. So I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down my control key on my keyboard. I'm going to left click, and then I'm going to left click. Now that's going to do some math. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to format it. I'm going to sort it by volume. I'm going to also go over here to this tab. I'm going to sort this by volume. Now heads up. Don't start trading penny stocks with this stuff. So you can see move below the cloud. Cisco. That's traded on the NASDAQ. Perfect. You don't want to trade this one right here. ARYC, over-the-counter market. Those are pink sheets, and it's 4 cents a share. Don't do that stuff. It'll get you killed. All right. So let's take a look at Cisco. It recently moved below the cloud. So I'm going to click on this chart right here on the left-hand side. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here and I'm going to go to overlays, and I'm going to go Ichimoku full. And then I'm just going to put none to everything else. We're just going to say none, 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 none. All right, nice and simple. We'll keep it nice and clean. And then I'm just going to say, okay, please update. All right, so this was into the cloud and closed below it today. So that's overhead resistance. What else do we want to look at? Let's take a look. Oh, we have Verizon, VZ. Let's go over here and update this chart at that point. We'll just go VZ, ching. Oh, look here, Verizon's crashing through its cloud. That's not good. That's a good short. Okay, let's go back over here and see more shorts. Corning, GLW, ADI, GLW and ADI. Let's take a look at GLD. GLW. Ooh, look at there. Was in a protracted downtrend, bounced up, overhead resistance, done the same thing, bounced up, overhead resistance, closed below it again. What was the other one? I got the other one. Hold on. Short-term memory's gone. Let's take a look at ADI. ADI. There you go. ADI was in the cloud, and it closed below it today. All right. Pretty simple, right? Let's take a look and see if we can find some good longs. So we've got BRWC. It's an OTC market, and it's a penny per share. What are we going to do with that? We're not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. It makes no sense at all to trade that. What we're going to do is we're going to look at something that we recognize and trades on a real exchange. Here's PACB, Pacific Biosciences. Looks like it's got some decent volume, but you can see it closed at $5. Probably one I would stay away from. Here's XLV, Healthcare Selector. GM, there's General Motors. Everybody knows General Motors. Here you are, CRM, Salesforce. Everybody knows that. So let's go GM, SRPT, and CRM. So let's see what they look like. So we're going to go, let's go CRM first. CRM, boom. All right, CRM, boom, above the cloud. That's a new long. GM, pow. Just close above today at 30.67. So that's one close. We would like to see 2 or 3 closes above that cloud, and GM would make a nice long. Does that make sense? Super simple, easy to do it. You can do it right on stock charts. Anybody can do it. All right. So if I go over here and put this in my chart and go, all right, what's GM look over here? It should look identical. Well, look at there. It looks the exact same. So there you go. There's GM. It's scanning. It's a good long because it's had one close above. I would prefer to have 2 or 3 closes above. That would be even better. Now, ADT, AVDI. Let me see here. ATVI. There you go. All right. Now, so this was a trade that we were looking at. So if you're a candlestick person, which most of you are, what is this considered right here? What is that considered right there? That combination right there of those 2 candles, what's that considered? Bearish what? Engulfing, right? That's a bearish engulfing pattern, right? Yeah. So it usually tells you that that's going to go lower, right? Now, knowing that we've got this right here with ATVI, that's a bearish engulfing, then we know we're going to sell off to where? Well, we're going to go a little bit lower. We close below the yellow line. Where will we probably go next? Even though we're in a valid uptrend, we can say, hey, you know what? We've got a bearish engulfing line here. This thing's a little weak. If we're long, number one, we better take some profit. And number two, we can probably buy this sucker at a discount at the purple line for $29.33. Does that make sense? Pretty simple, right? I can't get into stock charts. You just go to stockcharts.com. It's totally free. So you can still use it. Say, hey, heads up, I'm long. I've been long ATVI ever since it crossed three candles up here, and then boom, shakalaka, bearish engulfing. I better take some profits, lock some profits in. Or if I wanted to short it, I could, and know it's going to the purple. I probably wouldn't do that. What I would do, that is counter trend. That is counter trend. What I would do is take profits here, and then go, you know what, I'm going to buy ATVI here at $29.33. All right. So that I'm being diplomatic about it, somebody give me some, what are the names of the purple and yellow lines? Turning line and standard line. They actually have different names in Japanese. If you want to try them, you can try Tenkin, Kinjun, Shinkun. You can try to pronounce those. Good luck. Give me some really quick stock symbols. I'll take 5 or 6, and then I'll get back to the PowerPoint. So MU, let's take a look at MU. So MU, is MU a long or a short based upon this chart? Yeah, it's a short, right? It's a short. It's a short at $14.77, a stop of $15.95, and a target of $10. PCLN. PCLN is kind of weird. It's a little weird where you've got 3 below the cloud, but the lagging line is not confirmed. I would leave that one alone. Facebook is, it's got 3 above the cloud, and the lagging line is about to cross above. Facebook is a long right above the yellow line here with a target of about $100 and a stop of 85. AMZN, Amazon. Amazon is what? It's in a valid uptrend. Notice how it sold off. It sold off right into the cloud and bounced above. It's a long. It's going through the cloud, the purple, and the standard line. Lagging line agrees. Stop would be 514. Target would be about 570. Okay? Let's take a look at Twitter. TWTR. What is Twitter? Twitter's just a straight up short, right? It's going to 20. So it's been a short since it broke down here, 3 candles. Every time it slams into the cloud, it gets smacked. Boom, lower. It slammed into the cloud again. What happened? No surprise here. It got smacked again. It's going to go lower. So it would be short, stop at $26.35, and a target of $20 right now. SBUX, Starbucks. So Starbucks, a good long, is it above the cloud, yes or no? Let's go through this methodically. Is it above the cloud, yes or no? Yes is the answer. Is it more than 3 bars above the cloud? Yep. Is the lagging line on this side with us? Yes. We should be going long only Starbucks. Long here at 57.48. Stop at 55. Look how I'm doing this. Long here. Stop is the purple line, 55.12. And a lot of questions that I get is like, how do you do risk? If I know I'm risking that amount right there, then all I do is super simple, easy. I just go, I'm risking 1 to make 2 or 1 to make 3 or 1 to make 4. Does that make sense? So what I'd say is if I'm risking 1 to make 3, then my target would be in the area of, $61.50. TSLA, Tesla. Tesla is a long right now, but you see how the lagging line's below the cloud, but the price is above? You just got to be careful. It's a little bit sideways. It's saying that it's sideways to sideways. Diamonds, it's going to be just like the Dow. It's going to go lower, but we'll look like it. DIA. All right, diamonds. Overhead resistance here at 163. Target 155. NFLX. Netflix. Netflix is below the cloud, but looks like it's going to jump it. See it right there? So it's above the yellow, above the purple. Next place it's going to go is above the cloud. And the lagging line is still on the upside of the cloud. So that'll be a decent long here in a couple of days. NSR. NSR is no doubt about it. It's a short with a stop of 27.64 and a target of $25. I already did Starbucks. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I am going to finish the PowerPoint presentation. And then if you guys are cool with it, I'll do these symbols like this until I get tired of doing it. Okay? So let me finish the PowerPoint. I'll make you a special offer on how to learn how to use this stuff more. All right? And then what I'll do is I'll just do symbol after symbol after symbol after symbol. Okay? And I'll go back through the stock chart thing too. Okay? So let me get back over here to PowerPoint. My little righty thing is still not working. Oh, hold on. Maybe it is. Please tell me it is. I think it's working again. All right, let's get back over here to the PowerPoint. Let's see here. All right, so here are some success stories from, my pen's working. I'm so happy. That's awesome. Let me see just a second here. Oh, yes, my pen is working. Awesome. All right, success stories. The course was awesome. I've taken one bond trade and made over $900. Do you think I'm happy? I just entered the bond trade, shorted again where I took profits earlier today after you made me greedy for further drops. I'm happy dancing. This is the first time I've had a successful trade during a trading course. I have the hardest head in the world. You couldn't have made this simpler. Mary. Dude, thanks. You're likely the only reason I have kept at it with this trading, and now that I'm profitable, I can't thank you enough. It was really great, and I can't wait to attend the gold trading class. Thank you so much, Greg. Here's one from Ron. Webinar series was excellent experience. Very informative and educational, lots of fun. But that's no surprise. All your courses have been great learning opportunities and great values. Cheers, Ron. All right, so I'm inviting you to be one of our next success stories. Now, I can't guarantee that I'm registered. I can't guarantee you'll be alive tomorrow morning. But I am inviting you to join us. Now, who is this for? If you're serious about making real money in the markets, if you are looking for a proven system like candlesticks, Ichimoku is, and if you can follow a simple set of rules and directions, and if you know that your success is tied to taking action, then it's probably a good fit for you. Who is this not for? If you are a holy grail seeker and you suffer from hopium and you suffer from guru-itis, in other words, if you follow me and Stephen and 9,000 other trading gurus online, please stop that and focus on 2 or 3 of us. And I don't even care if I'm not one of them, to tell you the truth. If whoever is sending you emails, if we're not adding value to your life, unsubscribe from our email list. It'll do yourself a huge favor. All right. If you can't make a decision, obviously I'm not the person for you. And if you like to make things more complicated for no good reason, I'm definitely not the guy for you. All right, there are 3 types of people in the world. There are those that make things happen. There are those that watch things happen. And there are those that say, what just happened? Hopefully you're in the top 2 groups. All right. So here is a fraction of what you will learn in the #1 best-selling Ichimoku course in the English-speaking world. I don't have the one in the Japanese market. I'm going to share with you my 7 proven setups with my trading rules and indicator settings. I'm going to give you my checklist with cheat sheets. And heads up, the indicator settings, I just use the defaults. The checklist with cheat sheets. I'm going to give you exact entries and exact exits and stop losses with targets on every trade that I teach you how to do. I'm going to show you how to scan the markets with Ichimoku, and I'll show you again here how to do that with stock charts, so you don't need any specialized charting or anything like that. If you've got stock charts, which is free, you're good to go. I would prefer if you had TradeStation or TOS or Ninja or eSignal or something like that, but stock charts will do in a pinch. I'm also going to show you how to filter out the best trades. There is a filter mechanism that you need to apply so that you never guess what to do next. And I'm also going to show you how to avoid head fakes. There's this one we call a lagging line hook. If you don't know what it is, it will rip your face off. Okay, so it's called a lagging line hook, and if you don't know how to identify the head fake, it will hurt. All right, so that's what you'll learn in the course. All right, you will have absolutely zero risk in the course. It's a 100% satisfaction guaranteed, no questions asked. If you don't love it, I don't want your money, period. I always over-deliver, and my goal is for you to get at least 10 times return on your investment. Now, if you're interested in learning more and taking Ichimoku Cloud Charting Secrets 101, you can go to hubertcenters.com/big. Or you can call the office line, also here at the office, area code 859-963-3445. All right? So if you go to that link, which, hold on, I'll grab it for you right here. It looks like Becky's already got it up. Let me grab it here with the tracking tag for you. And I'll post it right in there. Copy here. And there you go. Well, I can't even copy a link right. So you don't even have to know how to copy in order to trade. Go copy. There we go. Ooh, shakalaka. There you go. There's the link you need. So you got Ichimoku Cloud Charting Secrets, which is a $197 value. And then after that, you've got how to use Ichimoku with candlesticks. You guys already know how to use candlesticks. All I'm teaching you is, hey, look for a buy or sell signal in this area. It's going to help you. And then I'm going to do 4 follow-up webinars and 1 day of live trading. But since you are Bigelow fans, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change this on the fly. And I know my people will kill me, but it'll give you more value. Instead of giving you 4 days, I'm going to give you 8 follow-up webinars. So it's going to be 2 months where we're going to meet once a week and get together, and we'll scan the markets together, and we'll talk about trades. And it's kind of going to be like what I'm going to do here in the end here in a second. So instead of 4 follow-up webinars, it's going to be 1 webinar a week for the next 8 weeks, okay? Instead of 4, I'm going to give you 8. So that's a value of $488. Your special offer is $97. Just go to hubertcenters.com/big. That's pretty much it. There's only a couple caveats. You either click that link and go to the webpage and order, or you call area code 859-963-3445. Now, how many of you have taken this course? And if you don't mind telling people whether you liked it or not, like how many of you have actually taken Ichimoku Cloud Charting Secrets 101, and how did you like it? Good, bad, or indifferent? I know I'm kind of flying here without a net, unprotected, but most people like the course. Is the taken it, liked it, and made money? Thank you, Danny. Appreciate it. Paid but forgot to take it. JF. Hey man, just email us. We'll send you your username and password so you can log back in and watch it. All right, let's see here. It is a self-timed course. So all it is, it's on demand. Everything is ready to go. All you do is once you hit that link, which looks like this right here. I'll show you what it looks like. When you go over to the website like this, Ichimoku Cloud Charting Secrets, you just whip out your credit card, put on all your information, hit place order, and then we'll send you a username and password for the members area. No, it's a $97 one-time fee. It's not recurring. It is not recurring. It's just a one-time fee. I learned a heck of a lot about Ichimoku. Thank you. Are there any securities Ichimoku's doesn't work on? It works on a lot of stuff, but I mean, it doesn't work on everything. Like on the back testing, it didn't work on about 15% of the equities in the S&P 500. Taken the course 2 years ago. Can I get an updated version? Oh yeah, if you've taken the old version, we'll give you the updated version for free. That's no problem. Yeah, just call us, trade it, and send us an email or call us, and we'll take care of you. Yeah. Do you have Ichimoku 201? I do not at this time have Ichimoku 201. Right now, currently, I've just got Ichimoku 1.0 or 101. Yep. How much needed in trading account is best? That really depends on how much money you're willing to risk. Like, because heads up, if you've never traded before, you're probably going to lose all your money, right? Can I download the course to my hard drive? Ray, I don't think you can. I think it's an online video, but you'll have access to it neither until I die or you die. And don't take this personally. I hope you die first. I'm totally messing with you, but no, it's just an online. Do we get scans on trade and Trader Traders Kitchen? You can, yeah, on demand, very easy access. Yeah, TC2000 works, but hard to get the PCS on scans. Yeah, the different platforms are different, right? But I can show you how to scan in TradeStation, how to apply it on the course. We walk through how to put the indicator in TradeStation, very easy. And then we show you how to put it on eSignal, how to put it on Toss or Thinkorswim and Ninja and all that stuff. We walk through all the popular ones. Yeah. Thinkorswim work. Yeah, Thinkorswim's already got Ichimoku. It's already built in. We just show you how to apply it in the studies, and we also show you how to do the scans the same way I did in TradeStation, but it's a little different. What you do is you tell it to scan for stuff that has been above or below the cloud, and it spits you out a list of securities, is what it does. It's a little different, but Toss and TradeStation aren't going to be the exact same, but it scans in a little bit different manner. But you're still going to get good results from it. Yep. You got it. Can you trade $5 and $10 stocks with it? You can. I just don't recommend that you trade. Do you trade Forex with Ichimoku? Yeah, it's got a 10-year track record. Ninja Trader will work just fine. Ken, I'm just not a huge fan of penny stocks. Anything below $5 or $10, unless you're usually shorting them, just because they're highly manipulated. You would not be surprised to probably learn that I get offers, at least 3 or 4 times a month. Hey, will you promote this penny stock? We'll pay you $15,000. I'm like, no, I'm registered. Number one. Number two, that's unethical. Number three, I don't think I would do well in an orange jumpsuit with Bubba. I have not heard Meta stock mentioned. I don't know if Meta has it or not, Richard. I don't know, to tell you the truth. I would have to check on that for you. Is the indicator a good buy above the cloud, sell below the cloud filter? Yes, most of the ones will allow you to filter for that, but not all of them. So, Richard, Kenneth says, yes, they do have it. For those 8 follow-up webinars and 1 day of live trading, will you record them and make them available to us? Yeah, I will continually record those and upload those to the members area. Yes, I will. Time is an issue. Do you have to be present to view seminars or watch on? All right, so here's how it works. So Ichimoku Cloud Charting Secrets is a series of online videos on demand. How to use Ichimoku, that's online too. All you're going to do on the 8-week follow-ups is every week on Tuesday, we get together, we look at all the markets, we scan the markets and try to find good trades, and then I go, hey, throw me your symbols and I'll give you some advice on what I would do. Does it work on the minis? Yes, it works really good on the minis. Stock charts will not let you input the Ichi charts. Yes, it will. I just did it. It may not. Frank, it just doesn't like you. That's what the problem is, Frank. It just has a problem with you, Frank. It's all it is. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it. Would guess it would work well for someone doing option spreads with weeklies. Am I correct? Yeah. So if you're doing options, if you're doing weekly options, what time frame do you think you'd use, Norman? You probably want to do an hourly, right? That'd be your best shot. If you're doing dailies, you do monthly options. For Forex, what time frame do you use? Daily, hourly, 10-minute. Daily, hourly, 10-minute. All right, so I want to keep my word to you. So does everybody have the link here? I'm just going to give you the link, and I'm going to give you the telephone number too. Area code 859-963-3445. There it is, all right? So I will post that up there periodically. Let me get this right here. Oh, I see I didn't put it right. Area code 859-963-3445. There's that. Or All right, now let me hit enter. Pow. There you go. All right, so there's your two opportunities to grab a course. All right, now copy. I want to keep my promise to you and go through charts. All right, so let's go through this again. So if you're doing TradeStation, here's how you apply it onto a chart. So number one, you would start out with just a blank chart. Let me grab this chart here. Let's go right click. Let's go copy, and you'd go like this. Boom, shakalaka paste. All right, now I would change this into a daily. Now watch what happens. You see this chart? If I've got it set up like this, and this is the stuff that we go through, all right? Format window, prices to the, all right, so this is going to be perfect. It's going to make me look stupid, which is perfect. Watch this. I'm going to go right click. I'm going to go insert analysis techniques. And then I'm going to scroll down here to indicator, and then it usually says, it's right underneath my name, Ichimoku Cloud. Do you see that right there? Ichimoku Cloud. I'm going to hit OK. And then I'm going to go OK. And then it goes, the analysis technique attempted to reference too many bars to the right to the chart. Please adjust in properties of the analysis technique. So it's going, hey, stupid, you don't have enough space to the right. Adjust that. Is basically what TradeStation is telling us. All right. So then here's how we fix that. So what we do is we go right click, and then you go format window, and then we go spaces to the right under the general tab. I'm going to say 25. And then I'm going to hit OK. Now when I apply Ichimoku, it will work. Bing. Now see how it works? Now I changed the colors to the lagging line to white just because I like that better. But that's how you do it in TradeStation. And then when you want to scan in TradeStation for a radar screen, super simple, easy. All you're going to do here on the cloud trend is you're just going to apply Ichimoku into radar screen, which looks like this. Right click, and then you go insert format all analysis techniques, and then it'll pop up and give me an option. And I'm gonna add the cloud over here again. I'm gonna have two clouds. So I'll just go add the cloud, add, and then hit OK. And over here you'll see it again. And then it just formats, and I just want to look at the price direction. I want to filter that, click. Anything that's newly above or below the cloud is really all I want to know about. And then what I do is I just widen these out so I can see them. New above. These are all above. All I want to see is new above or new below is all I want to see. Makes sense? So here's new below. TradeStation, TOS, eSignal, Ninja, they're all a little bit different. So what I'm going to do here is I am now going to go in symbol after symbol after symbol. Any other lower indicators you use such as stochastic? I'm not a huge fan of stochastic MACD and RSI. I would use ADX to filter out if it's moving correctly or not. Could you use USD, USD, EU? Okay, yep. EUR, USD. Oh. There you go. It is a 1, 2, 3. It's 4 bars below the cloud, but the lagging line has not confirmed. So on this one, I would leave it alone. Can you go through stock charts routine again? Oh, okay. Let's do that real quick. I'll show you how to do that. Like I said, I cover this in the course in detail, but I'll do it again. Watch. Stockcharts.com. Because this will find, regardless if you buy my course or not, this will filter you out some really good trades for tomorrow. Okay, this will filter you out some really good trades for you tomorrow. All right, so you're going to go to stock charts and you're going to scroll down to the magic hidden place of predefined scan results. Click, and then you're going to scroll down here to candlestick patterns, and you're going to go to the bottom where it says moved above the cloud. Move below the cloud. Hold down the control, left click, and then left click. That'll put 2 more tabs on your browser. Is the true strength indicator better than ADX for power of move? The true strength? I don't know. I'd have to backtest it. Then what you're going to do is you're going to filter this by volume, okay? And then you're going to go over here and filter this one by volume. And now from there, what you're going to do is you then start charting things. That only gets ads, not the chart you got. No, that, I swear I'm not logged in, guys. Is anybody else having a problem doing this? It should work perfectly for y'all. I'm not logged in. I don't even have an account at Stock Charts. Try a different browser or something because it should work. Filter by what? Could not understand. Oh, it works fine. All right. So what you're going to do over on the right-hand side, filter by volume, because you don't want to be trading something that's trading 2,000 contracts or 2,000 shares. That's crazy. Yeah. How do you get to predefine? Well, once again, Let's do it one more time. All right, go to stockcharts.com. Scroll to the right. See the little blue boxes on the right? Predefined scan results. Right there. You can right here. Additional tools. Predefined scan results. Little blue boxes on the right-hand side. You see it? Right-hand side, blue boxes. Scroll down till you see additional tools. And then go predefined scan results. Ba-ding! There you go. Now is everybody in the same place? All right. All right, it's okay. No worries. I talk a little fast and I got a thick Kentucky redneck accent. All right, now what you're going to do is you're going to filter those down here under candlestick patterns by moved above or moved below the cloud. Left click, left click. That gives me a new tab. And then what I do is when it moved above the cloud, I filter these. I click this just like Excel, and I filter it by ones that have the most volume. So here you go. That's a penny stock. I don't want that. Here you go. Ding. XLV. All right. General Motors. SRPT. Let's do SRPT. So I'm going to check this right here. I'm going to click on the little square on the left. And then I'm going to do SRPT. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here to where it says simple moving average. And this is all covered in the class. Ichimoku Cloud. And I'm going to say none to everything else. I would probably add an ADX filter, but I don't want to confuse anybody, so I'm going to keep it simple. And then none, and then update. What did that do? Huh, I'll be daggone, look here. If that didn't sell off into the cloud and bounce right off there, like a little fluffy trampoline. Make sense? And then what you do is you just go back and forth, and you go, okay, what else did you have there? Well, I had VLO, SanDisk. Let's take a look at SanDisk. All right, SanDisk, SNDK. SNDK. Boom shakalaka. Uh-oh, look here. That's one bar close above the cloud. That's an aggressive long. If we had 2 or 3, that would be better. And if this lagging line would go, we'd be on fire. Yep. Yep. Does it make sense? So, is everybody kosher on stock charts? You understand what we're doing? Because I want to spend some time with you on charts here. All right, cool. All right. All right. There is your link right there. Becky's reminding me to hit it every time. Thank you, Becky. All right, so let's go through stock symbols. I'll stay as long as I can. Let me just get a drink of water, and you guys start hitting me. Only do one per line, and make sure it's bold so I can read it. AAPL. If I miss you, AAPL, you guys just keep typing. I'm not being rude. It's just you see how fast they're flying through there, right? Apple right now is a short with a stop of 112 and a target of 100. CAT. Caterpillar. That's a no-brainer. That's a short. That's a short with a stop of 67.92 and a target of 60. At the Japanese yen, the yen is a long with a stop of 83 and a target of 85. LOW, Lowe's, is a, look here. Lowe's is about to be a long. Lowe's had one close above the cloud. I would like for it to have 2 more closes, and that lagging line looks like that's going to confirm. How do you get your target? It's a combination of unicorn tears and fairy dust. JBLU, JetBlue. JetBlue, what is that? Is it about, look, that's a pretty chart. Isn't that pretty? I mean, that's just a pretty chart. It did not sell off to the purple, which means it's stronger than weaker. And so that's going to be a long right here at 26.23, stop of 24.33, and a target of 30. BIIB. BIIB is just a straight up short. That's all it can be. It's just a short with a stop of 289 and a target of 250. SPY is just the S&P. We've already went over that, but that is a short with a stop of 194.91 and a target of 180. RAD, a little Rite Aid action. Rite Aid is just a short with a stop at 672 and a target of $5. GILD. You see how simple this is, how quick you can go through stuff? GILD is a short at 98.27, stop at 101.28, and a target of $90. TLT. TLT, I got lines all over TLT. Let me remove those. TLT's a long with a stop of 121 and a target of 128. Pandora. Pandora is a great long with a stop of 1972 and a target of 24. Tesla, TSLA. Tesla is, all right, so Tesla's a little weird. And this is one of the things that we go over in the course going, what you want this white line to be on the same side as the cloud. If it's not, it's confused. So Tesla is a long because it's above the cloud, but the lagging line is below the cloud. So for Tesla, I would just watch it for a little bit. I don't understand how you get your targets. I told you, Diane, it's a special recipe of unicorn tears and fairy dust. That's what it is. AMZN. So here's how I do my targets. So if I'm telling you like this is a long, it's above the cloud, and if we're long at 520.72, right there, right? You got that part? If I know that I'm risking this much, if I know if I'm risking this, let's say I'm going to risk 514. Okay, you got that so far? You see that little blue square? So all of us professional traders just do this type of math in our head. What I want to know is if that's my risk, well then this right here is at least my reward. So that box better fit into that box 2 times. So if I'm doing a long at 520 and my stop is 514, then my first target is going to be risk 1 to make 2. My first target is going to be 530. So all I do is I say, well, I want to risk 1 to make 3. Okay, well then that target is going to be right in the area of 3 or 536. Does that make sense? Yeah, and I reveal all this in the course and more. And I also tell you how to use the best stop losses and how to use the best stop losses for you. And usually parabolic SAR is really good for that. I don't use resistance as much. No, one per line. One per line. I'll do your PACB. PACB. Bing. PACB. So that's a new long. Obviously, that's a news-related or earnings play. It's $5.40. It's a penny stock. I hate penny stocks unless you're short. But that's a good long with a stop of 475 and a target of 750. PG. PG. All right, PG is a good short with a stop of about, so it's a little different. Hold on, I got to do a little work here. It's not as easy. Stop of 73 and a target of 66. BMY. BMY is a short with a stop of 60.86 and a target of 54. Do you not adjust positions when they go against you? No, that's what the stop's for. I don't adjust. I usually, if a position goes against me, I just lose money. I take it like a man. PCLN. I mean, you lose money in something I mean, if you're trading different positions, there's always something you're losing money on, right? And you're trying to manage your winners and cut your losers loose. But I have predetermined stop losses, and I let my stops just stick. This one is price on is just like Netflix or Tesla. You just got to give it a few days. It's below the cloud, but the lagging line is above, which means it's confused. So you have to be a little bit cautious on it. Leave it alone for a few days. SDOW is a new short because it's below the cloud. 23.32 is the stop. Target will be 20. AMWD. Good looking chart. Pretty looking. Slammed into the cloud, bounced up, closed above the turning and the standard line. That's a long with a stop of 64.16 and a target of $70. BLUE, blue, is a short with a stop of 112 and a target of about 60. That's a big stop, though. I couldn't use that stop. So what I'd have to do is I would have to say the stop would be 95.38 and the target would be 60 because that's just too wide. I've already done Apple, AAP. I'll do it one more time. Apple is a short with a stop of 112 and a target of 95. GDX. Here's your links again. GDX is a short with a stop of 14 and a target of 12. Did you not just see me do Apple? STMP. Fairy dust and unicorn tears. This is a good little short, STMP, with a short of 76.48 and a target of 65. I like that. That looks good. HLT. HLT is a good short, stop of 24, target $20. AMZN, for the 9th time is a long here, stop of 514 and a target of 540. Boeing, I'm obviously messing with you guys. Boeing is a good short with a stop of 135 and a target of 120. STI good short at 30, good short stop of 38.89 and a target of 36. GOOGL is a good long. Next intermediate target is going to be 649, but it's probably going to go to 680. USO, little USO action. USO it's in the cloud, so you got to leave it alone. So you would short it here at the bottom of the cloud, and you'd short it at the top of the cloud. But once you get 1 to 3 bars above the cloud, it'd be a good long. FCX is a short. It's a penny stock. It's a short with a stop of $10.50 and a target of $5. Netflix, do you pick the target simply 2 or 3 times of the risk? Is there some kind of logic? It's just a risk. Like as a professional trader, I have to manage my risk. So if I'm risking 1, I want to be making 2, 3, or 4 or 5 times when I do my first roll off. FSLR. But you can always trail a stop with a parabolic SCR. First Solar, FSLR, is a short with a stop of 45.49, target of $35. FAS, good short with a stop of 26.19, target 22. BRS, will this work on ETFs like LABD? This is a short with a stop of 28.23 and a target of $20. LABD. Yep, it works. It's a long right now with a stop of 47.80 and a target of 75. I need to mute the sound, and all I see are tickers going by. Is anybody listening or thinking of symbols? DIS. Disney is a short with a stop of 105 and a target of 90. PEP. This webinar would be confusing if you didn't have audio, wouldn't it? This one's a weird one. PEP. You see how it's three bars above the cloud, but the lagging line's not there? It's probably going to get traction. It would be a long with a stop of 92 and a target of 100. Would you short coal stocks at this point, or do you think they have bottom? Jim Smith, give me a symbol, and I will tell you. Facebook is a decent long with a stop of 89.88 and a target of $95. You want BTU? BTU, pow. BTU is a short, stop of 28.73. It's probably going to 5. Where you at, Jim? ACI. ACI is a short with a stop of 138.06 and a target of 120. Gotcha. Could you show how to scan with TradeStation? Super simple. Once you've got it on in TradeStation, you just put it in here and you go price location, and you see where it says new above, new below. That's how you do it, and it'll just spit out trades for you. It's easy in TradeStation. You just go like this: price location, new below, new below, new below, new above. So put it in radar screen and just filter it out. Easy peasy. How about dust? DUST. How about a little dust? Dust is a short. It's below the cloud. Stop of 28.28. Target $20. DE. Everybody likes John Deere, except us. We hate it. It's a short. John Deere is a short at now 72.89 and a stop of 75.94 and a target of $65. AAL. AAL is a short. It's below the cloud. Stop of 40.86, target 35. Why are you putting your stop right at the purple line instead of behind it? Marty, give me a symbol and I'll do it again. I just go through them so fast I forget them as soon as I say them. AMBA. So in this example, this would be stop at 62.13 and the target would be down here around $42. In SC, can you scan for 3 bars above or below on Ichimoku? No, I don't think any of them will tell you 3 bars above or below. Most of them will tell you when it crosses the cloud 1 bar above, 1 bar above or below. And then you just have to keep track of it from there. Yeah. Doesn't matter, next symbol. Okay, right here. So on this one, this is a short at 73.33. On this one, it's already here, so I would use just a little bit into the cloud as a stop, like this right here. And say stop would be 79, target would be about 65. FXC is a short, all right, is a short, top of the cloud. In this example, we're already past the yellow and the purple. Next logical stopping point would be 75.55 with a stop. Target would be around $73. I own a call on UVE. UVE. It's going to go higher. Its stop would be 28.34. Target would be $32. Here are your links, and then I'm going to do a few more, and then I'm going to go help my son study for history, or government class, I should say. When filtering for volume, what did you look for? It has to be taken good volume, and I don't want it to be a penny stock. So usually by default, penny stocks don't really have great volume. DAL, Dallas Delta Airlines is a long with a stop of $44 and a target of $50. How do you pick which one is good and which one is not so good in reaching the target? I go through all that stuff in the course. How much volume is good volume? I mean, you want to have at least 300,000-400,000 shares traded. VXX is a good long, stop of 24, target 30. Thanks, Hubert. I have to go study history. Thanks, Larry. Take it easy. SLW. How come both Nugget and Dust are short? Something's wrong. How come both Nugget and Dust are short? Something wrong? Hold on. Let me tell you. SLW is a short with a stop of a little above where it's at right now. I'd probably use 12.55 as a stop and target of 10. Did I say something wrong? NUG. No, NUG is a short. It's below the cloud. It's a short. Straight up. It's just a short. DUST. DUST is not as great a short as Nugget, but it's below the cloud. The lagging line is stuck in the cloud. So if you had to pick, you should trade Nugget because it's prettier looking. BBY, good long, stop of 36.17, next target $40. ADSK is a great short with a stop of 45.36 and a target of $38. MON, bet it's a good short. Yep, good short. Let this bounce though. See how it's above the yellow? It's going to go to the purple. Short it when it gets to 90.37. SS. Oh, I don't have anything for SS. WSM is a good short with a stop of 78.84 and a target of 72. SSO, I got you. SSO, good short, stop at 53.36 and a target of $50. EMC, it's going to bounce probably to 25. Don't touch it until it gets to 25. MO, good long with a stop of 53.63 and a target of 56. Kroger, do you look at support and resistance lines before trading? No, not usually. I look at technicals, but I don't just look at support and resistance levels. That won't keep me in or out of something. Kroger's is a good long with a stop of about $34 and a target at 40. ISRG is a good short with a stop of, you can't use it up here, it's way too big. Stop on this one's going to have to be 465 and a target of 420. When does this begin? Just signed up. GLJ, it is an on-demand course, so you can start watching the classes as soon as they send you your username and password. The Ichimoku Cloud Charting Secrets is an on-demand course, and then the webinars start every Tuesday. Like once you learn what you need to in the course, just go through it at your own pace. Here's what you're going to get. Ichimoku Cloud Charting Secrets, Ichimoku candlesticks, 8 follow-up webinars and 1 day of live trading. That's all $97 at that link. Here's what you're going to get. This is what you'll learn right here. There we go. Where am I at? 3 types of people. We already covered that. A fraction of what you'll learn. The #1 best-selling Ichimoku course on the market. 7 proven setups. Trading rules and indicator settings. Checklist with cheat sheets. With entries and exits. How to use stop losses and what targets to use. How to scan the markets with Ichimoku. And how to filter out the best trades. Never guess what to do next. And most importantly, how to avoid the head fakes. They call it Ichimoku, which stands for at a glance. Because at a glance, we can tell that ISRG is in a death roll. It's going to go lower. It's below the cloud, below the turning and the standard line. It's going to drop further. If it bounces up, it's going to bounce to that yellow line. Will you teach the technicals you look at in the course when trading Ichimoku? Yeah. In the Ichimoku course, I teach you how to use Ichimoku. Heads up, it's not a technical analysis 101 course though. It's how to use Ichimoku. Doesn't include Ichimoku indicator. I don't sell the Ichimoku indicator. It's free. It's like stochastic, RSI, and MACD. It is a free indicator that is on most decent platforms. CMG. CMG. So what do we think here? So now I'm going to put you guys on the spot. Is it above the cloud? Yes or no? Yes. 1 bar back above. It slammed down into the cloud. Nice, fluffy little feather bed. Bing! Bounced up out of there. So the stop would be 716, and the target will be in the area of 740 to 750. So it's bullish, right? That's easy. Easy. Till when is the offer on the table? Till, I think it's either 75 orders or until tonight, I believe. Yeah. I think. I could be mistaken, but that's usually how they work. CVX. CVX. So what is CVX? CVX is on Chevron. It's a perfect short. It's below the cloud, right? It's below. Let me give you the link here. Oh, here you go. There you go. All righty. It's a perfect short with a stop of 80 and a target of 70. Short, I'm long. Well, that's okay. Well, if you're short from down here, you're all right, Chris? Or I should say Craig. Craig, if you're short from down here, then you should be taking some profits right there, right? That's your first target. And then what you want to do is you want to start praying for it to go through this cloud. And then if it gets 3 bars above the cloud, then you'll be really making money. Yeah. I just signed up with Michelle about 5 minutes ago. Oh, thank you, Harold. Appreciate it. IMAX. IMAX is a good short, stop of 34 and a target of 28. I have a hard time seeing the cloud. James, you may just have a hard time seeing the cloud because I'm using a background. You can change it to whatever colors you want, man. It's not a problem. ERX. And you may be like me. Your eyesight may be going like the older I get, the weaker my eyes get. ERX is just a plain old short with a stop of 28.42 and a target of 20. All right. What are your cloud settings? Unicorn dust and fairy. Oh, I'm sorry. Unicorn tears and fairy dust. My settings are the default. 9, 26, 52, 26, true, 26, 65. That's what they are. Does the cloud ring? Yes, the cloud does ring. ACC. ACC. All right, I'm going to do 5 more. I'm going to put the link up here, and I'm going to do 5 more. There you go. Area code 859-963-3445. That's the telephone number. HubertCenters.com/big. CVE. Oh, that's interesting. It's a decent long. If the lagging line can cross the cloud, it's a decent long with a stop of 14, probably going to 18. What was the time frame again? 10 minutes. Daily, hourly, 10 minutes. Then I'm going to go will, W-I-L-L. Oh, W-L-L. I can't read. I'm dyslexic. W-L-L, still a short overhead resistance at 1730, target $10. Y-E-L-P, yep, it's a short. It's a short with a stop at 23 and a target of $10. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it. NKE, a little bracket trade. So here's a good example. So it was above the cloud. It gapped up. Now look, it sold off to where? Magically delicious, the turning line, and has bounced off of that. So that's a good trade. Good luck, Gary. Your targets and stop methods, are they revealed in the course? Yes, they are. They are. All right. A, B, M, D. Let's see here. Powell. All right. So this right now is a long. Now, there's a couple places that you can buy this thing at. You can buy it here now. What I would do is, since it's in the cloud, I would look for a candlestick confirmation to turn this thing around. So don't just blindly buy at the top of the cloud or blindly buy at the bottom of the cloud. Wait for a candlestick confirmation to give you the go-ahead that this thing is reversing, and then you'll be good to go. Jay, about 10 minutes ago. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. Assume 8 weekly webinars are during the day. They're actually in the evening. They're Tuesday evenings. Tuesday evening. So we can scan the markets together. Yeah. Does the course include scanning? Yes, the course includes me walking you through how to scan, and then it also includes we scan the markets together on Tuesdays. So the trend line is first support, and the purple line is second support, and the 50 and 200 days we should put on there. You can, but I didn't put the 50. You don't see the 50 and the 200 on mine, right? I just used the cloud in general as support and resistance. You can put a bunch of moving averages if you want to, but I don't. Where do you get the spot amount? Where do you get the SPOT amount on shorts? Oh, the stop amount on shorts. Okay. All right. So so give me a symbol, Jay, and I'll go through it for you real quick. Give me what was a good short. Anybody remember a good short? Oh, Yelp was a good short. Let's go Yelp. YELP. Yelp was a good short. So if you're short here, your overhead resistance is going to be either yellow, purple, or red cloud. So if you short it here, your stop would probably be around 23 right there in that area. I'm just eyeballing 23 right there. It's actually 2286 or 22. It's either 2286 or 2334. I was just eyeballing it. Yep. ISRG. ISRG is a good short. That one's too far away, but it's a big dollar stock, right? Like I would not even, and I'm a pro, I wouldn't risk, from 455 to 480. I wouldn't risk 30 points on anything. It's just crazy. Sorry, I meant target on shorts. Oh, target on shorts. I take the risk amount and multiply it times 2, 3, or 4. NOK is how I do that. It's a decent looking little long here. It's a penny stock, though. I hate penny stocks. A long here, stop 60, 650, target 750. But it's Nokia, so, probably going to go to. Ups. UPS. UPS is sideways. See how it's in the cloud and the lagging line's in the cloud? Leave it alone. It's not happy. I missed some of the webinar. However, did you say one can upgrade to the new course if we bought the package early? Vince, you don't have to upgrade. If you've taken the course earlier, we will just give you access to this course. I mean, it's basically the same material. Is the cloud less reliable with penny stocks, $5 stocks? No, I'm just not a huge fan of penny stocks. Penny stocks are highly manipulated. So it's not that the cloud does not work with penny stocks. Me, ethically, I don't recommend people trading penny stocks unless you short them. That's the best way to trade them. Just because I get offers every month, hey, will you email about this penny stock? We'll pay you 15 grand, and my answer is always no. Yeah. Now, if you're into penny stocks, Tim, which he's got a seminar I'm going to speak at this weekend, he's probably one of the best guys I know to trade penny stocks. What is your definition of a penny stock? Anything less than $5? Do you use scans for TOS? Yes, and in the course we teach people how to scan Ichimoku in TOS in the videos. All right, that is it for me. I've kept you here long enough. I really appreciate you guys having me. I really appreciate it. Good luck. Hope it helps. Here is your link, and I hope to see you in the course and in on Tuesdays. And I'll see you on the next one, guys.
Hubert, thank you very much. Great stuff. Everybody, the reason Hubert, we've been around together for so long, is all of Hubert's stuff is just common sense put into a step-by-step learning process. There's nothing difficult about it. So try it. You're going to get well more than your money's worth. With that, everybody have a great evening. Hubert, thank you. We'll see you all in the chat rooms.